come in, one man leaves. Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. Guess what? So I wasn't gonna be on right now, but when the future governor of the state of Texas asks you to live stream, you say, "Yes, sir. How can I lick your boots?" So here I have with me.
There will be no bootlicking here.
Oh, libertarians don't believe in bootlicking. I like that. I'm glad, guys. Hey, see, this guy's better than Governor Abbott. Hey, can you do a marathon in a wheelchair though? I don't know.
Can I use an electric one?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay.
I mean, I'm a capitalist. I'll buy my way to the top.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to cancel the music because I can't get both of us on at the same time, and I need that. So fuck it.
That's weird.
I know.
Yeah. So I mean, I was gonna say because I didn't really invite you here. I thought you were inviting me here because I thought we were having an inauguration.
See, this guy. He doesn't even realize that Joseph Elizabeth Biden is going to be crowned Princess of the Ball on January. Yes, Elizabeth.
That's real middle name.
Heil myself. It's actually a joke from the producers. You know that the guy Will Ferrell, his character, he was like in love with Hitler. He's like
Will Ferrell.
Yes, he was like.
Is this like the remake of the remake?
It's the remake. It's with Uma Thurman, Matthew Broderick, Nathan Lane. And that's my favorite one, though, because Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane's chemistry, their chemistry is on fire, bro. I have to say. And then Will Ferrell, he's good as a supporting actor. Like, put him in the supporting actor role, horrible, boring, nothing but trash, like kiddie humor. But as a supporting actor, like I think Will Ferrell is like the shit. Like when he's old school. You're my boy, Blue, right? You see a little bit of Will Ferrell, it shines. You see a lot of him, you just want to like leave. You're like, God, stop doing that.
We're going streaking.
I know. Yeah, think of that the whole movie when he's the lead actor. Like it's like, okay, bro, we already know that you're dumb.
Yeah.
But Joseph Elizabeth Biden, you must wear the Siegfried Ols. The Siegfried Ols? Yes. Yeah, so we're gonna get our next middle manager of the oligarchy. January 20th. Yeah. You didn't know about that? It's going to be on the Rose Garden. Beautiful. The military is going to be saluting him. The mainstream media is going to be licking his boots. No? What's on your...
none of that state worship bullshit. I did see a picture today. Somebody posted of the Capitol with like these fences around it. And somebody said, hey, it looks like they finally built a prison around the Capitol.
I mean...
Wishful thinking.
This is an open air prison to me anyway. I mean,
right?
Has been since 1829.
Somebody said that to me. No, somebody was talking about I don't know. We were talking about the you know, the police, the original police in the US used to be like slave patrol, right?
Yeah, they were the paddy wagon. Paddy rollers.
Yeah. So somebody was like that right in juxtaposition next to the concept of the open air prison,
right?
And I was like, holy shit, we're in it.
I mean,
we're in it. This is it. This is the prison. There is no free society. We are the prisoners who are meant to believe that we are free. Like fucking Dobie. Is that his story? I don't even know. I just heard the reference one time.
I just think that the only way I can really describe it to you, Dan, is that, you know, the architect in the Matrix, what he's saying, you know, like all the other Matrixes failed, right? Because it was just too good, right? You had to believe that, you had to believe that it was real reality. So they create like slavery. That's too messed up, you know, hanging people all the time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have this constitution and then we're going to walk all over it. The rich elites are going to rule. And if you make so much money, it doesn't apply to you, but all the poorest. So there you go. A class system within an oligarchical system, pretending to be a democratic Republican. What is it? A republic? What is it? A republic? Or is that what we claim to be?
We
claim to be a republic.
Yeah.
Whatever the bullshit they say.
Depending on what state you're in, you're under two of them. Can you believe California calls itself a republic?
I know, their flag is so gay too. The bear and shit. I just want that bear to eat Nancy Pelosi. I swear to God. I will pay the bear. Oh my God, I had some great Napa Valley Red though. I felt like Nancy Pelosi last night. I got a late Christmas present.
They only make red wine in Commie, California.
Well, you know, it's because it's their pride and joy. You know, the nice jammy texture, the medium body.
Hey,
all the rage.
Got a hammer and sickle in it.
Oh my God, you are so obsessed with like making fun of communists. Well, okay, so tell me, Dan,
I'm obsessed with making fun of California because I grew up in California.
So are you a right winger that just calls everything communist? Because I know you're too educated for that. Okay, good.
No,
okay,
I'm a non-binary, unlabeled minority individual of who makes fun of both the left and the right.
I mean, I think I agree with that. I think that sums me up too. It's too fun to make fun of them, bro, because they're just, you know, did you notice they just completely changed the talking points? They just switched the talking points, bro. Like the protests.
Protest good. Protest good. Police bad. There was somebody with somebody with an account on Twitter that had ACAB in the name. All cops are bad. All cops are bastards in the name. ACAB said they protested on the Capitol, and I felt so bad for those poor officers.
I know.
All cops are bad. Poor officers.
Poor officers.
Change your name first if you're gonna.
So, according to the Washington Post and Reuters, they arrested 10 cops inside the Capitol. So I think that smells like an inside job. Plus, the guy from West Virginia who was the 10
cops, like
the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, arrested them, bro. Yeah, the FBI is like you, Dan. Okay, I know it's not. I know the inauguration's not on your calendar, but the FBI, they're crazy psycho lunatics, and they're in everyone's business. And
there's a new sorry, I don't know. You're in the middle of a thought.
No, you just got to be aware of these guys because you know they're aware of you.
Yeah,
they're aware of you.
Yeah, I know. They put this bug in my office over here, and I just go talk to it every morning.
Really? Are you sure it's a bug?
Like, hey guys, morning. Go get your coffee. I'm gonna go get some coffee and be back. So take 5.
Those poor 2 guys that are probably in the freaking wagon. So funny. Maybe you could use their Wi-Fi. I don't know.
But so there's a new movie that's out. It's called MLK FBI or something like that.
Okay.
It looks pretty awesome. But at the same time, it's like it looks like so the FBI like really like they did whatever they could. And it shows, I think, the bad side of the FBI. I just saw the trailer so far. It looks like it shows the bad side of the FBI, but it also looks like it's trying to say, but yeah, MLK was a bad guy. And I'm like,
I mean, both sides are right? Is that what CNN did? Did CNN?
I mean, like,
do this movie?
I mean, like, the worst I heard about him was that like he cheated on his wife, and it's like
that's the worst anyone ever says.
I can forgive that. I mean, he led a pretty fucking noble revolution. I can set aside.
He didn't cheat on you, so whatever.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, it was a bad thing, you know, but like that doesn't deserve assassination.
I mean, did you hear? Okay, so are you familiar with the whole story of the FBI and MLK? So this is how devious they are. They literally tried to get him to off himself first.
Yeah.
They told him that they had all this evidence on him, and they said, "What are you going to do about it? You should end your life." Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's how that FBI works. They would prefer you do it, but they will do it if you won't. So that's how weird they are.
Denied it. But his family finally sued them and won in court. An actual government court admitted the government killed MLK, and nobody knows that. Nobody fucking knows.
You mean it wasn't some random drunk ass guy with a butter knife, a lone wolf? I mean, I don't buy any of their stuff. I never buy it.
9mm or something. But
none of their stuff makes any sense anyway. They all just keep saying it over and over again, hoping it will make sense. Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction. Where are they? What about? How does this relate to 9/11? You know, they won't tell you. Just not. They'll just keep weapons of mass destruction. So I mean, it's all just noise to me. These guys make a lot of noise, especially Anderson Vanderbilt Cooper. He's just a big crybaby, and he's nothing without Kathy.
People's middle names. I think that's amazing. I have such a hard time remembering people's first names.
Oh, I know his name because it's one of the 12 families that own this country. Vanderbilt.
Is that really his middle name, or did you make that one up?
His mother is a Vanderbilt. He actually changed his name. His real name is Anderson Vanderbilt, but he calls himself Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper is not his real name. Nobody really cares or asks questions or even knows that his name's not Anderson Cooper. They're just concerned about Trump. He's an orange menace. He's got to be stopped.
Right.
They got to impeach him again. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the impeachment?
I mean, like, what's he going to do in 5 more days?
You know he's going to run. They all think he's going to run again. They're all super scared.
What, in 2024?
Yes. Bro, he will too. He will too. And who cares? He doesn't care about this impeachment either. He'll still run. He doesn't give a damn. You know he will run again.
I don't know. I think
he can't stop. This guy can't stop, won't stop.
He's going to have such a bruised ego. He's going to go into hiding for a while, but maybe 4 years is enough to recover.
I mean, the American people can't even remember like last week. Last week, Black Lives Matter protests. Last week, there were gay bakers. There were bakers and making cakes and like excluding gay people. But now all of a sudden, the left's on the side of the businesses now. Oh my God, we're saluting businesses. Yeah. We're saluting no-fly lists. We're saluting all the things that the leftists never do. The FBI. Like, literally, I just want to take all the people that say they're left, Dan, and I want to shake them real hard and say, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Swear to me.
Yeah.
Who do you work for? Scarecrow.
Sorry. Status on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Who are statists again? Who are statists?
Those are the people who sit around waving the flag.
They love that flag, bro. They go shop. They go shopping in it. They put it in their. They put their penis all over it with their thongs.
Right, the bikinis.
They love that shit. They fucking blow their nose in it and shit. They love the flag, bro. Oh, yeah, just don't kneel. Just don't kneel.
And this was okay. 4th of July. Flag, bro. 4th of July on 2018, I think. 4th of July. Yes, because I was at a libertarian convention. And I was on my way back. It was 4th of July. I was on a plane back home to Mexico. And all of these fucking Trumpsters were on the plane with me wearing their American flag fucking everything on their way to Mexico to support to celebrate 4th of July while supporting Trump building a wall.
I mean, you got to keep America clean, bro. And those Mexicans, they're dirty.
What the fuck, dude?
So why do you like Mexico so much? Is it because there's no laws like there are here, or the cartel runs everything? I don't know.
I married one and I'm obligated.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
yeah.
So you're an honest actor. Oh, you're not a drug running cantaloupe calf having honestly, bad breaking white boy. Not that.
There's a lot.
You're breaking some bad, bro. Not breaking any bad.
I am selling weed now,
bro. Hook it up, bro.
Weed.
Okay,
it's diet weed.
It's diet
but
weed.
It's legal weed.
Let me tell you about this diet weed. So I went to this dispensary called MedMen in Las Vegas, and like it was good. They picked me up from the airport. They chauffeured me there. They even took me to my resort afterwards. But then they're like, "Oh, this is Morning Joy. It's half sativa, half indica." And then I smoked it, bro. I smoked the whole thing, no high. I was like, maybe that's a lot of sativa, but I was like, what the hell is this? So I don't know. I heard medical marijuana was supposed to be like the shit, but literally, I could get something from Jose across the street, better.
Yeah, no, you get different strands, and the different strands have different shit, and like some of them are like, I mean, some of like my dad got his medical thing in California, and the first thing he did was he went to a dispensary and was like, yeah, I got achy pain, whatever, and they were like, try this, and he's like, oh, it was so amazing. I smoked so much of it. I didn't even get high at all, but like all my pain just went away.
Did you say that's because you have Tegrity Farms? That weed's got some integrity. You watch South Park?
It's been a while.
Oh my God, dude. It's getting better to me every day.
Yeah.
So bad. Because like it's mocking real life, and it's literally nobody seems to notice.
Streaming service isn't on.
Huh?
I don't have cable. That's the thing. Where can I watch it for free?
Hulu.
Oh, I can't get Hulu down here. I had an account. I signed up for an account with Hulu in the United States of America, and I came down to Mexico to use it. And even with a VPN, they wouldn't let me use it. So I had to cancel. And when I canceled, I told them it's because I'm fucking in Mexico. I'm American in Mexico, and I buy all of my shit online from the United States. So I want to see your fucking ads from the United States. I don't know why. Just because I'm on the other side of that wall, you don't want to show me fucking.
It's because it's going to be a big wall, bro. A great wall. A big great wall. Tremendous wall.
Yeah, but I mean, the satellite goes over the wall.
The satellite?
Why can't I watch my South Park via satellite?
We don't know nothing about no satellites up in here, son. You be talking some government speak to me. You talking like a statist, sir.
It's some bullshit, man. Some bullshit.
So the statist, they have the flags. What else do they have? Anything else? Who you call who are the statists? Like all
got catchphrases.
Like what? Like we're a free country? Even though we're not?
It's my duty as a law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding. Aren't you a law-abiding contributing member to society? You're a good nigga.
Contributing member of society. So that one's always pissed me off. Like, I've never really had a real job in my life. Well, I guess for the last few years I have. But like, I was always offended when like I would see like a judge on TV saying, okay, as part of your parole, you're gonna have to get a gainful employment. And I'm like, I don't even have fucking gainful employment. Are you trying to say I'm not worthy of society?
Yes, they are. Is that what that's exactly what they're saying. Good job. Way to read between the lines, bro.
Oh,
you're pretty smart.
That's right.
You're pretty fly for a white guy, bro. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give it to me, baby. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so old. Offspring and stuff.
No, I love Offspring. That was.
I know you do because are you my generation? Are you in the 80s?
I think so.
Mid 80s? Okay, so you know. Yeah, I've been talking stuff like that to people now. They're like, what are you talking about? Is that Ariana Grande's song?
I told one of my coworkers I was going to have Tommy Chong on my show on Wednesday.
Are you good? Are you really though? Are you really?
I did on Wednesday. It was fucking awesome.
Hook it up. Hook up the good guest line. I want to, you know what? I want to interview a few cool people like Chong, like who else? Andrew Yang, bro. I want him on this thing. What do you think about Andrew Yang?
I just posted today. Debate me, bro. Because I started this thing called Debate Me, You Coward. Because everyone's always like, you know, keyboard warrioring me. Like, you fucking libertarian. You're so stupid. And so I started this page. Debate Me, You Coward. And I started like whenever people start talking shit to me, like, you're fucking stupid. You don't know anything. I just post the link. And people have started to respond to it. So today I actually had this kid on who was a Leninist. I shouldn't say kid. He was a little bit older. But
does he claim to be a Leninist, and does he know what the tenets of Leninism?
Well, there were a couple of people commenting. One who I know is I believe, I don't want to say he's a Marxist, but he's into he calls himself a social libertarian, so libertarian socialist. But he knows Lenin and Marx very well.
Wow,
it's a thing. And this guy, I've actually had some really great conversations with him. But he was like, yeah, this guy hasn't even read Lenin based on what he was saying. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't read Lenin.
The only thing I know about Lenin is he said, imagine if there's no heaven, it's easy if you try, right? Imagine all the people not voting for Democrats and Republicans. What would the world be like if we didn't vote for Democrats and Republicans, bro? What would the world be like? Yeah. What happened?
It'd be like cotton candy and butterflies everywhere.
How can we get them to stop? That's my whole conundrum. I think we talked a lot last time you were on, about the bright shiny object, you know, because they're so dumb.
Yeah.
They really honestly believe these liars on TV. So
I mean, I don't know. Part of it is educating them out of ignorance or unbrainwashing them, which I did a whole talk. Didn't you comment on that? You commented on that. I did a whole talk on brainwashing, about because I told some.
Go ahead.
I told some they're brainwashed and they got all offended, and I'm like, there's nothing to be offended about. Like, I was brainwashed too at one point, but you have to like recognize at some point that a lot of people who you believe to be authorities who are telling you what is right are lying to you. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, once you do that, but like the difficulty with that is like it's kind of like what was that movie, The Labyrinth, where the girl goes to the two doors and like one of the doors says like one of us is lying, and you have to pick the door. And one of them's telling you go through this door, the other one's telling you go through the other door. It's kind of the same thing. Like if there's a person right here and you go and you tell them, hey, the person who's been telling you everything your entire life is lying to you, they're going to be like, but they've been telling me everything my entire life and they're telling me that you're a liar, so why should I listen to you? And it's like, oh, well, you're kind of, I have an idea. Kind of paradox. Why don't you do some research and find things out for yourself?
I was just talking to my friend about this. Okay, you know what we're hunter gatherers. We had to go kill our own meals and stuff. Okay, so now we have to do that with information. Okay, so
right, but the same filter applies. Like, oh well, it says here my teacher is wrong, but my teacher says that I shouldn't be reading this article, so therefore this article must be wrong and my teacher must be right. And if you have that mentality, like, how do you get out of that? You got to get it's like a cycle. You got to get out of that somehow. That's the magic cure we got to find.
I mean, the magic cure is to believe in yourself, and that's it. That's pretty much it. And know who you are, and not be. That's the key to not being brainwashed. I think.
There, I said, how do you get?
I think,
there, though?
Yeah, that's hard. I don't know. Yeah. I am not a math surgeon. I bought Mary Poppins. She could do it. She could give a spoonful of sugar, and then that'd be fine. Oh my God! Yeah, now all of a sudden, I won't be voting for Republicans and Democrats. It's tight. Mary Poppins, we need you, bro. It's a jolly holiday with Mary. I heard. Many people are saying. Many people.
I have an umbrella that says taxation is theft on it.
Really?
I should go be. That's what I'm going to be at the next Libertarian convention. I'm going as Mary Poppins.
I mean, she could help the world, bro. Because she took 2 kids that were completely didn't want to do shit and just like transformed them into happy-go-lucky, let's go fly a kite motherfuckers. That was magical. That was a magical story. And even the guy that was cleaning chimneys liked her a lot. Like, what a drab life that is. Chimney Cheree.
That was man. I'm thinking about this, and like I haven't seen that in so long that like I don't remember any of it. Just like the whole. I remember it was Dick Van Dyke. I knew that.
What did you just say on my live stream? Did you just use profanities?
No, I used. That's why I know his name, because as kids we used to make fun of his name.
Dan. Da, da, da. Oh wait, that's Bewitched. My bad. I get them all confused now. Dun 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 dun. I used to watch Naked Night like hell, bro. And they all sound the same.
Yeah, man, that was the shit. Get Smart was my favorite.
Bro. Yeah. I was just doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, would you believe 99? Would you believe 98? Like, he is the guy that started me on this whole. You guys are really just bullshitting, aren't you?
Yeah. He had an interesting history too. He was, he did the voice for the original Inspector Gadget.
Yes, of course I do. He had a very unique voice. His voice is like who is there? Oh, James Earl Jones or something. Like who they are when they're talking, or Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So when does your governor run start, Dan?
It's already started.
What are you doing? How do you get ready for that? How do you do this? How do you run? Because I'm probably gonna run eventually.
You gotta stretch. So
stretch. Eat some vegetables.
So I got a lot going on. A lot of different projects and everything, and they kind of all tie together, which is interesting. So, like I'm hoping, because libertarians don't get any press for anything. Oh, you're running for something? Who cares? But I've got a couple really interesting projects that are turning out to be pretty cool. And so as those grow and as we get press with that, then that's, that gets me in front of the TV cameras, and then that gets a little extra coverage. So far it's like podcasts and stuff, but I'm heading back to Texas soon. So we'll start working on that as we ramp the campaign up. And as these other projects kind of like come more into manifestation. But
manifest destiny.
Manifesting these motherfuckers. So like one of them is I started this months ago, and it was because they were censoring shit on the internet, and I was like, man, there's got to be something. So I came up with this social network that's not a social network to replace the other social networks. It's a social network to plug in with the other social networks. And so I made it, and then this shit with Trump went down like a week ago, and I was like, oh, now is the time. Now is the fucking time. So now I'm like rolling the thing out. Basically it's called zinc.social, ZYNC. And the idea is this: if you get kicked off of one platform, you just go into your Zinc account and say, okay, I don't have Twitter anymore, but I'm over on Parler. Oh, Parler got shut down. I don't have Parler anymore. I'm over on whatever. And you go there, and it's literally like a contact page of like all the platforms you're on. So somebody's like, hey man, I heard this guy Dan Behrman on a podcast. I want to go check him out. I can give you my zinc.social link. You go there, and it's like, oh, he's on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I'll go follow him there. But like, there's no point in me giving out my Twitter over the air if like all of your listeners are on Instagram, right? So it's basically like that. And we're going to add in all these features later where like you can sync stuff too. So now Like you were following all your friends on Facebook and you just joined Twitter and you're like, oh my God, where are all my friends? How am I going to find them? They don't even use the same names on both platforms. But if you sync it with your Zinc and then you sync your Zinc with Twitter, now you're following everybody and you're reconnected to all your friends. So
interesting. Magic. So it's an all-encompassing like social media platform manager. Like
yeah, but there's no content. So there's no messages, there's no posting content, which means nobody ever has to get banned.
Wow, that's what they said. That you know what they said that right when Facebook was happening. In fact, Mark Zuckerberg said nobody has to get banned because I'm just a little poster board. Just a little pin board guy. Y'all can just come in, post what you want, and I'm not going to get involved. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's 895 community standards. And so, like, it's like, you know, that's what happens when everyone gets on it, is that all of a sudden now there's people on it. Now, you know, it's like drugs, bro. You know, the first one's always free. And that's what I hate about corporations. And that's why I'm a leftist. So just let you know, if you want to debate me on the right versus left mentality. It's just at the end of the day, Dan, my problem with the philosophy you have, I think you're a great guy, so noble, amazing guy. But you really honestly think that if you just let government just like if you close down government, there's still going to be the corrupt billionaires that fund those politicians, and they'll still be there, and they'll just fund some other people. They'll find another way, bro. It's like Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. Okay. So I feel like you're just ignoring the overarching issue of they'll never leave us alone. So we have to curb them. We have to cut them. We have to cut some heads off.
That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. But I want to say this because you're right. Those people are still going to be there, right? And if they can't hire the government to do what they're going to do, they're going to hire somebody else. They're going to hire the military to like do whatever they want. But what's interesting is like if we have the mentality, oh, like, cause this is how we see it right now. Oh, the government is doing it though, and that's what we voted for as a society. Then we inherently accept all the bad things that are being done because they're done in the name of justice under the banner of the American society. Whereas if the government weren't there and Nestle came into your town and said, hey, stop and frisk. Oh, you got some weed. We're throwing you in a cage. Everyone would be like, fuck you, Nestle. And they'd jump on the guy and they'd stop it, right? So
you would think so, unless they made it normal, like a frog boiling in water. It's called gradualism, incrementalism. That's what neoliberalism is for. It's like the water that's boiling while you're in it.
That's true too.
That's what neoliberalism is.
But I would say my most important point is to reject that idea and to understand what is right and what is wrong. Because if we did that, if we stopped that from happening, whether it was a corporation or the government, that's when we're going to become a free society and we're going to have less of those problems. I mean, there's always going to be evil. There's always going to be somebody who wants to rob and steal and everything else. But we shouldn't have this giant organization that we voluntarily give thousands of our hard-earned dollars every year to come back around and use it against us. Right.
So even if you take away government right now, you're still going to have 1% that own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. So what do you do? What do you do with that? How do you? I know you don't want to fix it.
Somebody's got more stuff.
You don't. Deep down, you don't want to fix it. I know. See,
that's how you feel.
That's how you feel, Dan. But it's called how did they get it though? You got to ask yourself that question, right?
Some of them stole it. Yes, absolutely. And if you can figure out who stole what, then because this is the thing, right? You could walk into a rich neighborhood and say everybody's got more than me, but that doesn't mean everybody in that neighborhood actually stole it. Some of them might have. But just because one person stole doesn't mean it's okay to steal back from everybody else. It's okay to steal back from the person who stole in the first place. But
is it? Is that your law?
I mean, it's not stealing. It's restitution. It's recovering stolen property. It's reversing a crime that was done.
I like your language, Dan. Your propaganda of communications on point.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a restitution. That is the whitest thing I've ever heard in my life. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah. So like, okay, look, what you're saying is fundamentally, I agree with, but it's just the problem with, I know as a black person that, they're going to come after the people with more. They're going to be, oh my God, well, now we have no protection, right? So they're going to come after the people more. It's going to be like the purge, it's going to be a purge. There's going to be a purge. If you do that. I just know there will be.
Banks have more and people go after them all the time because of that, but they hire private security and they get insurance and all this other stuff. So people who have a lot more usually have a lot more to lose, and they figure out how to manage that risk as best as they can. But
they're so smart.
I mean,
They work so hard for that money.
Well, I mean, you know, assuming they earned it legitimately, and you know, like I said, it's not everybody. But that's not.
You're really fair. Like debating you right now. You're super fair right now. So I respect.
I mean, that's the way I see it. Like, you can't just put a bunch of people and say, like, you know, oh, all these people have something, they must all be guilty. Like, you have to like look at, you know, who actually did a crime. Like, and that's when it comes to these protests too. I mean, like, whether it's the left protesting or the right protesting, if one person throws a Molotov cocktail, it's not, you don't go and arrest and like pepper spray everybody who was there because they didn't throw the Molotov cocktail. Only one person did. And that's the only person who committed the crime. Although, you know, like I said, when they burned down that police station, like, I wasn't crying over that because
I'll never cry over a burnt down police station. In fact, I'll probably dance in the ashes.
They brought that on themselves. But
it's so great how we both literally, it's so funny. The common bonds. I love those. But yeah. Yeah, people don't seem to understand where the police came from, why they're there, and what they're doing. They just see a man in uniform, and they're like, "Oh, he's going to protect us." I know, it's
brainwashing, and it's divisive. It's divisive brainwashing, and it's like that's how they get us. They train us to think and this is how our brains work fundamentally: is association, right? You see something. And like, you know, you might have gone to school and you know a lot of stuff about a specific subject, right? You might have a degree in something, right?
Yeah.
But when let's say you're a doctor and a patient comes into your office, you don't, a patient walks into my office, and you just go down like all the information you learned in school. No. Right. You have an association thing where you're like, okay, let's see the symptoms. And then in your brain, these symptoms triggered a synapse, which was connected to another synapse of the cure or the reason or the disease or whatever it is. It's all associative. When you see something on TV, it's associative. That's how marketing works. They show you a picture of like, a happy person drinking Coca-Cola, right? They don't even tell you drink Coca-Cola anymore. That used to be their ads. Now it's just a happy person drinking
always Coca-Cola.
And it's all they're doing is they're building that association, happy Coca-Cola, happy Coca-Cola. I want to be happy. I'm sad. I want to be happy. I'm going to go get a Coca-Cola. That's exactly what they're doing to our brains. And if you don't recognize that's what they're doing, you're going to be completely subjected to it. And they're doing it with political messaging too. Oh, I'm a Democrat. I believe it. And you can ask a lot of people, what does Democrat stand for? What does Republican stand for? And they don't even know. They don't know what the platform is or anything. They'll say something arbitrary like, oh, Republicans, it's for America and strong,
they
whatever.
Do.
And Democrats, it's for the people and equality and things like that. And it's like, no, that's none of the fucking policies they voted on. And it's just, but they built that association in our brains. And when you're in love with that idea, you'll say whatever stupid shit it takes to defend it. And that's why you see all these idiots saying all these stupid things all the time.
They sound so stupid.
Whatever it takes.
It's one word.
Defend it. I'm right. I'm right.
Sometimes being wrong is a learning experience, and then you can be smarter. Then you can be right.
I mean,
see, you can be right next time, guys. If you want, you can be right next time.
Like,
it's okay.
Anybody who supports Trump, ask them, can you say one thing that he didn't do so great? Maybe, like, don't even say anything bad. Just, was there anything that he just didn't do so great?
I wish he built more wall because freedom.
Nothing. Yeah, right. And it's like this. It's this fantasy that the people that they worship are absolutely perfect.
It is worship. It's worship. Yeah. You're right. So that's crazy. It also makes me feel like there is no God. Because if I was a God that created the universe, this was the most beautiful thing I've ever had. I rested, right? First of all, when I let a devil unleash a devil upon it, and see that then they all blame the devil. The devil made me do it. It was the devil. It was Satan. He's the great liar. They don't take responsibility for themselves there. Then all of a sudden, then they start worshiping people that are rich or wealthy or have name recognition. Like, where is this God that you guys talk about all the time? Because you seem to ignore him every chance you get. That's my observation with people that
I've
believe
always
God.
Thought of that as like the prison rule, right? Like when you're worshiping Trump, it's like, you go into prison and you find like, the biggest guy who can kick everybody's ass, and you just like suck him off like, oh, you're the greatest person ever. Anything you need, I'm here to help you, right? Yeah. Because ultimately, if someone wants to fuck with you, this guy's gonna be like, hey, that's my bitch. don't fuck with him, right? And that's how people are treating Trump. And I'm sure there's like, yeah, like I'm taking sides with Trump because when he wins, when he and this is interesting because like people have that mentality of voting now, where like not everybody, but like a lot of people go into the voting booth and they're like, who do I think is going to win? I'm going to vote for that person so that when they win, I'll be on the winning team, without any regard for their policy or who they are or anything else. I just want to be I just want to say I picked the winning team. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, why? Because when they go audit the votes, you're going to be on the good boy list and they're not going to come after you.
This whole thing.
I mean, that's like how people think. It's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts, bro. It makes me sad. That makes me sad. Because it's like, I don't have any kind of identity. I don't have any principles or values. I literally am just a good dog. Like, good dog. That's what good dogs do. They wag their tails when we give them a treat, right? Because they're a good dog.
But think about it like this, too. Like, when we're born as, like, babies, as, like, a day old, we're dumb as fuck, right?
Yeah, they are. I can't talk to kids, bro. That's the dumbest question.
So, I mean, so it's like, it's understandable. Like, yeah, like, we're capable of being really smart. But we gotta grow. We gotta get there. So, I mean, that's part of it too. And some people don't want that point where they stop growing, or they don't want to, or
we're a free country. Why would we grow? We're a free country.
Yeah, but it's got to be. I don't know. I mean, that's the problem. Is we need more education.
You know what? You go over those other countries, bruh. They don't have it as good as we have it, bro. Don't you know that, bruh?
I'm in Mexico, man. I know that.
No, dude. You know what's okay? So we talked about what was sad. We talked about what was interesting. We talked about our common bonds. But now let's also talk about what we're going to do from here. So these projects that you are involved in right now, are they going to push the enlightenment of human society and destroy the shackles of Democrat and Republicanism? Hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, so one of them is I told you we're selling weed, diet weed.
How much do libertarians sell weed for? Because this is a question. How much you sell grams for? Huh? Well, buddy, look fat. Look, buddy, you lion-faced dog pony soldier. I'll do some push-ups right now.
I mean, like,
you know the thing.
$10 a gram.
Oh wow!
If you want a gram,
nigga. Okay,
but we have these. That's good. Vape cartridges, which are pretty good too.
Vape cartridges. So you don't think you get the popcorn lung from the vaping, the vapage? You don't do that?
No. So this is actually chemical free. We're actually, all of our flower is indoor grown. All of the vape capsules are they don't have like the VG and GV and like all these VZ chemicals that they put in the other ones. So none of that shit's in there.
Good.
Which is fucking awesome. But what we're doing is, one, we have like it's multi-level marketing, so it's kind of like Mary Kay, except it's more like Mary J. And in that way, everybody everybody becomes a neighborhood drug dealer legally because our product is legal in all 50 states. But everyone gets to be like, you know, the fucking vigilante drug dealer selling medicine because a lot of it's medicinal. It's got high CBD content and everything else. But we're helping everybody, especially in this time right now when everybody's looking for money. We're creating an opportunity for that. And we're also taking a lot of the profits that we make and we're reinvesting them back into companies like Normal, who advocate for cannabis legalization, the Free Thought Project, which you know, they advocate for the truth in media. They get banned from every platform for it. The Innocence Project, who helps get innocent people out of prison, who using DNA evidence, who have been convicted and sitting in prison for rapes that they never committed 30 years ago. It's fucking insane. But we invested back into this, and then we have this program called Hugs and Nugs, where we're giving free weed to people who need it and can't afford it.
Now that is a cause I can get behind.
Veterans, PTSD, you know, people with chronic pain, you know, whatever. And so we're doing amazing things, but we're also raising money to help all these causes.
Yes, good.
And that's the libertarian way. I mean, this is what pisses me off about
this is a campaign,
libertarians, man.
I mean, I like you a lot, Dan. I think I will vote for you, honestly.
I'm not a normal libertarian, so
I think I would.
you don't have to vote for any other libertarian if you don't want to. But
I am.
this is the thing. They always say like, oh, well, there's voluntary ways to do this and do that. And it's like, yeah, well, why aren't you fucking doing it then?
True.
So
that's what I was asked. That's what I asked AOC when she voted for Nancy Pelosi. When she said the two things she ran on was we have to have an up or down vote on Medicare for all, and we need new leadership in the Democratic Party, you know. And everybody was like, oh, she's gonna really break change. She's gonna break barriers. She's 26-year-old Brooklynite, poor ass, Bronx girl. She gets in there. She votes for Nancy Pelosi. She gets in line. She loses her committee position, but she still is brown nosing Nancy Pelosi. You can't this is a hopeless, failed system, bro. We need change. We do any kind of change, honestly.
Yeah,
this is just this is boring.
That's a really good point too, because I mean, she was elected. She came out of nowhere. People had a few months to learn about her, and
getting boring.
What you get, it's
literally the Justice Democrats, like they, the Justice about the Justice Democrats. They were supported by independent media. Like Kyle Kalinske and the Young Turks, they were the Terminator. They were programmed to break the system, and they get in there and they just become the system. It's just it's like now, like you just want to shoot yourself.
Wait, are you saying the Young Turks are now part of the system?
First of all, the Young Turks are part of the system. They took $24 million from Hillary Clinton donors. The Katzman.
Wow,
you didn't know that, bro? It was a big ass press conference, press release. Ever since then,
man, it's so weird.
That's why they endorsed her last time. Even though she rigged the primaries against Bernie Sanders.
I don't see them on my feed anymore. I think Facebook and Twitter are like literally censoring mainstream shit from me now too.
I mean, yeah, the Young Turks are mainstream now.
Like they're like, yeah, we don't want this guy to criticize this shit because he'll poke so many holes in it. Just stick him in a bubble where all he sees is bullshit all day.
Yeah, that's probably what Zuckerberg wants to do.
Fuck.
I mean, I know Zuckerberg would love to do that. He probably watch you while he's drinking some water, pretending to drink water.
I mean, I'm shadow banned like a motherfucker. None of my shows have any reach.
Oh, me too. I'm shadow banned too, but I can't advertise.
Thousands of followers, nothing.
And
I've been banned. I've been banned from advertising. I'm not allowed to run ads.
Yeah, me too. You know what's funny is like they won't even say they banned me from advertising. I just click on the advertisement button and it says error. We'll get back to you, but they never do because they don't have a phone number. And does Facebook ever get back to anybody? No. It's hilarious, bro.
We'll
get back to you. Error.
On mine, because I was running ads and then they shut it down, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And there's there's a button that said I ran inappropriate ads. Click here to appeal. So I appealed it, and I got into like a chat. Like there was like a chat thing, right? There's no phone number you can call, like you said, but there's a chat,
right?
And I was talking to this guy, and he's like, "Well, let me look," and he's like, "Oh, well, apparently it was a mistake. I'm gonna restore your account." And I was like, "That's fucking weird."
It wasn't a mistake.
A week later, I go back to run ads again, and it's blocked again. Same thing. I click appeal, and I'm like, I get into a chat with this guy, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, apparently it was a mistake. And I'm like, that's what they said last time. How do you make sure this doesn't happen again? And he's like, well, I've unblocked the account. And I'm like, it's some fucking guy in like the Philippines, right? Like,
thank you for being human. Have you enjoyed your day, human? Excellent.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
2 weeks later. I try to run ads again, blocked again. It says permanently, you're not allowed to appeal this decision.
Yeah, they fixed you now. They fixed you good. Community standards. Yeah, so did you know the first community standard, Dan, is have a phone number? They don't have a phone number. I think they should be banned from doing advertisements. They can't even follow their own community standards. Isn't that sad? And that's the problem. Like literally, these people are like, it's a business. We can just give them our data. We can just let them muzzle the president of the United States. It's okay. They're a business.
This is why I'm building another.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We get rid of the government. They're still going to worship.
And this too, man. This is Trump, right? I don't fucking like Trump, but there was a video while the riots or protests were going on. I saw a video on Twitter. It already had like 5 million views or something, and it was Trump saying, guys, you don't need to be violent. It's okay for your voices to be heard, but you don't need to be violent. You don't need to throw bricks and burn stuff down or anything like that. We can all be peaceful here. That was his message.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to share it to say I don't like Trump, but at least he's trying to tell them to stand down on.
No, there's already a narrative established. You can't do that.
It said you can't share this because it might incite violence.
You gotta get one of the fact checkers on it. I know.
It was literally the opposite of inciting violence, and I couldn't share it because it was inciting violence.
It's frustrating, right?
And I'm like, I don't even fucking like Trump, but like, you got it. And then my friends in Uganda are like, they just shut down all social media. And I'm like, what? And then I see Twitter. Oh, they shut down Twitter in Uganda, and we can't stand for this because we're an open society and we want free speech. But they were able to get back on with a VPN, which was good.
Of course. I mean, free speech means we're selling arms to their rebels and overthrowing their government. So they can speak all they want.
No, if you pay your taxes, you're selling arms to fucking tyrants and dictators.
I mean, you're complicit in it because the president of the United States is the biggest arms dealer in the world. Right. Hands down. So he is. He's been that way since the Reagan. Everybody thinks Reagan's so cool. Why do people think? Here's a question: why do people think Reagan is cool? Everybody's saying Reaganomics. The guy literally would get up on the platform as like, I'm not giving you a goddamn thing. Like he would just be like, work for your shit. You're all lazy assholes. I married a bitch. She doesn't like you either. She'll be president when I have Alzheimer's, and I don't tell you anything about me having Alzheimer's. They literally lied about it for like years. They lied about him having Alzheimer's, bro.
Really?
You didn't know that?
Same with Biden. No, I don't follow.
Yeah, same with Biden. Same with Biden, bro. I know, but you have to know these guys. They're the middle. They're the management of the oligarchs. They're the middle management. They're in charge of the restaurant.
I just know they come to my door and ask me for shit that I don't want to give them, and if they stick a gun in my face, I'm not going to tell you on the air what I'm going to do.
I mean, what are you going to do, bro? Because what I'm going to do is I'm be like, yes, sir. I got your money right here and your papers, sir. I got me a napkin. I was being good today, sir. Don't mind me, sir.
But that's the thing.
I
don't care about these fucking presidents, man. Like, and I would hope that if I got elected president, nobody would give a fuck about me.
Oh, they will.
That I got the government off their ass.
They'll lick your boots.
And I would tell them, stop worshiping me. Fucking dumb.
Thank you. Please do. I wonder what will happen if they'll be like, oh my God, he said don't worship us. We worship this guy. He tells us what to do. Oh, thank you so much, sir, for telling me what to do. I was so confused. I didn't know what to do myself. I know. It's a sad world we live in, bro. You know what? Yeah. The cool thing about my show is I get to meet people like you who might not like think completely the same as me, but at least we're thinking. And that's encouraging. It makes me not want to do drugs.
Yeah. No, so that's cool. Absolutely right. And I've now that I'm having a lot more people on who are like completely like I don't agree with at all, or like totally off in left field, which I think that's a baseball reference. Like what I like to make sure I bring up is, even though I might completely fucking disagree with them, is at the end of the show to say, like, I came into this conversation with an open mind, knowing that everything I think is right might be wrong. Because ultimately, that's how we have to have conversations. Yeah. Because if we're butting heads, one of us is right, or maybe both of us are wrong. But we're never going to learn anything if we just have our ears closed and we're not having the conversation. We're just trying to like yell louder than the other guy. So yeah, that's a huge part of it, man. That's the growing experience. We got to grow. We can't be stupid babies for the rest of our lives.
It's like Judge Judy says: "Put your listening ears on, sir. Sir, put your listening ears on. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining." I love her. Except she like endorsed Bloomberg. That was a buzzkill. But I like everything Judge Judy says.
Nobody's perfect, man. That's the other thing.
I know, but Bloomberg is a monster though. Like he didn't just cheat on his wife. He made his wife sign an NDA while he was probably doing that shit. Then he stopped him first. Dude, I don't even want to talk about our primary.
Wait, he cheated on his wife and then he made her sign an NDA so that she wouldn't tell the press?
No, it wasn't his wife. It was a secretary. He like banged her, and then he started talking about it in the office because he's a billionaire. He's like, "Hey, I banged her yesterday." She got upset. So what happened was
right there.
What happened was she signed the NDA because she got upset, and then she got money. I'm sure. So that's what happens, guys. Like, you're upset. Here's some money. Now go get that ass ready for me.
Whatever you do, don't sign the NDA because that is a fat paycheck.
They always do, bro. They always do. Why do they do that?
Let me teach you all. If you're presented with a contract that you think you must be pressured into sign, or you're being pressured into sign, do something that I always do whenever I get a traffic ticket. Just squiggle. Because when they take it to court, isn't that your signature? No.
Okay, then what happens? Then what happens after that?
Yeah, I didn't sign shit. That's not a contract.
You're in a room full of cops, and cops are psychos. And then you just said that they were wrong, which makes psycho people angry when they say you're wrong.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it makes them...
I think these people as cavemen. Think of these people as cavemen.
I did that one time.
Okay, go ahead.
I was in court for driving with a suspended license. I think my dog farted. Driving with a suspended license. And this was fucking great. So they had, it was like this weird, like, wedding thing, like a Jewish wedding where they had all the cops on one side and all the citizens on the other side, like in the back of the courtroom. And I'm up there and I'm like, the cop tells his testimony. He's like, yeah, I pulled him over. I called dispatch. I said the license number and they said it's suspended. And I said, that's hearsay. And all the cops, they were just over there laughing fucking hysterically. And, but you know what this judge did?
What?
He said, guilty, get the fuck out of here. But I appealed it. And the California Court of Appeals said this was a miscarriage of justice. That was, in fact, hearsay. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. Which circle Court of Appeals?
But all the cops weren't there to fucking see it.
Exactly.
Piece of shit.
I mean, the cops are literally there just to, first of all, protect the property of the rich, and second of all, to make sure that the poor, money makes the world go round, and we make the roads. We make the bridges with our you live in San Antonio. You live in San Antonio, right? Castle Hills, bro. Castle Hills. You know about Castle Hills, right? Their money, their whole entire economy is based on people that speed. So like right on Northwest Highway and 410, they have a speed trap. It goes from 30 to 45, and there's a little ramp. So if you don't slow down,
they got a bunch.
They got someone. They got three cops right there. And that's how they literally, that's how Castle Hills has survived this long.
And this is what's fucked up about that. Most people don't have to pay those tickets.
Why? Because they're all in cahoots. The judge is in cahoots with the clerks in the cahoots.
Yeah, but that's
magistrates in cahoots. They're all in cahoots, playing golf, drinking beers that you paid for with your tickets.
On paper, those laws have no legal force. You don't have to pay any of that shit. So, okay, Department of what? Transportation, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna drop some knowledge right here. I'm going to the
Please
dictionary.
Drop some knowledge, bro. Knowledge is power. Wakanda forever.
Transportation. Okay, because it all revolves around this fundamental word, transportation. The act of transporting. They're using a word to define itself. The state of being transported. Blah blah blah. The one that does not use the word transport to define itself is the business of conveying people, goods, etc. The business of conveying. Business.
So,
if you're driving yourself to work, if you're driving to the grocery store, are you conducting business?
I'm conducting my business.
That's not business.
I don't know. That's my business. My drone business.
This is the thing. This is the thing. The entire farce of and this is pretty much every state. It's all done a little bit differently, but the entire farce of the Department of Transportation and driver's licenses is that driving is a privilege, but when you're in your car, most of the time you are not driving.
What am I doing?
You're motoring.
Oh my God, you guys in your fucking language! I swear to God,
it's that's how fucking stupid it is.
Now I know how the Native Americans lost all the land. They probably had all the. Oh, that's what it says. It's motoring. Here's $1.
Exactly. Oh yeah, fine. That sounds fair. Oh no, when we wrote the word "the" in there, what that really meant was, it's total bullshit. But that's how they fuck us. And and believe me, I spent the longest time thinking that was total bullshit until I got rid of my driver's license, like 13 years ago now, 14 years ago. I haven't had a driver's license. I've gotten a shit ton of tickets all around Texas, and I've never had to pay any of them, and I've never been arrested because I broke that contract. I severed that contract and said, I'm not going to play your fucking game. And so,
wow. But then how do you get around without a driver's license? But do you still drive without a driver's license?
I motor without my driver's license.
Oh my God, you're playing their game on them. That is tight.
In a car that is not registered and therefore not a motor vehicle. Well, that's not what makes it a motor vehicle, but They can't say it's a motor vehicle.
Dan, I feel like this is how I feel. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like if I were you and I was driving without a license in a not licensed vehicle, I would be shot in the face by a cop.
There are a couple.
I feel that way.
Of a darker melanated color who do this all the time, and they've got videos up on YouTube. Well, they had videos. I don't know if they're still there, but you can find them. And they do it all the time. And it's a lot of it is how to talk to the cops, because sometimes I'm just like, I'm not going to argue with the cops. Yeah, give me a fucking. Sometimes I have a Mexican driver's license, and I say, here, write me a ticket on this, and I just throw the ticket away. Because their main leverage is, oh well, if you don't pay the ticket, we're going to suspend your license. You know, all this other bullshit. They're going to escalate it, right? And then you're driving with a suspended license, and that's a bigger crime. Exactly. But driving with a suspended license is a much bigger crime than driving without a license at all.
Yeah, why is that?
Even in their law books, because they have no leverage, because there's no contract. You broke a contract if you have a suspended license. It's like if I pick up a phone. If I pick up a phone and it says AT&T on it, right? And okay, and I make a call on it, and like I didn't pay in advance for that call, but I just saw a phone and I picked it up and I dialed, and oh hey, it works. I called Tommy. Hey Tommy, how's it going? Okay, I don't have to pay for that because I didn't have a contract with AT&T. But if I have my phone that says AT&T and I have a contract with AT&T to get it, and I go over my minutes, they can charge me $45 for that 1 minute if they want to, and I have to pay it because we had a contract. So that's why this whole fucking system exists.
Wow.
Contract.
That's really deep. And
it's not even in the small print. It's the implications of the entire system that you don't fucking consider.
Wow. That you did drop some knowledge, bro. Because that's a very enlightening fucking point you just put forward. That this whole entire failed state is drawn up in contracts that play games with people, and poor people are educated, and that's why they stay poor.
Yes.
And they don't. And oh my God, bro, I just had some epiphanies right now. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's absolutely it too. They prey the worst on the poor, because the poor are the ones who sometimes they're working more than 40 hours a week, so they don't have time to do this kind of research. They don't have anyone to point them in that direction. They don't have the money to hire a lawyer if I got busted without a license. I'm going to go to court by myself. Oh, well, the court said that all I have to do is pay the fine.
Yeah, that's all they ever say. The first time.
Yeah.
If you don't pay the fine, then they keep you in jail. Then you wait it out. Right?
They don't tell you how the actual system works. Unless, I mean, it's interesting because like I used to go in there and ask questions, right? So like I would go to court, and they would, like, I realized at one point what they wanted me to do is, if I wanted to plea not guilty, they wanted to get my money up front. So they wanted me to pay when I pled not guilty, not in the court, but to the clerk, right? So I would plea not guilty, and I would write them a check. And then if I won, they would give me the money back, which is total bullshit, right?
Sounds like a bet. Sounds like some kind of
it's like yeah. Just let me hold on to your fucking money. No, that's
collateral,
right? Because you know you're guilty no matter what once you set in there. Once you set foot in there, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, are you really going to give me my money back? I don't know if I trust.
Why would we?
Right? So,
why would that's the thing, bro. That's why I look.
I was like, I don't want to pay up front. And they were like, you have to pay up front. And I was like, I don't want to pay up front. And they were like, you have to pay up front. And so I, being the genius that I am, said, well, I don't have any money. Now all of a sudden there's an option not to pay up front.
I know, right? Isn't that weird?
Wait. You just told me I had to pay up front. Oh, no. But you said you don't have any money. So now there's an option where you don't have to pay up front.
So this is what I've been.
Why did you just tell me that in the first place?
This is what I've been trying to tell Bernie Sanders, bro. Somebody fucking tell that guy. He didn't have to fucking endorse Hillary. He didn't have to endorse Joe Biden. There's always another option. But no. And he's ruined his credibility. He's dragged the progressive movement through the fucking toilet and the mud and the slime.
Yeah.
And
honestly, like,
sucks.
Honestly, like Bernie Sanders, like, as much as I hate his policies, like I always look to him as like, he reminded me of my grandfather, who was had dementia towards the end of his life. But he honestly cared about people. I felt he
yeah, he's a
wanted to do the
genuine
right
guy.
thing. He wanted to, yeah. That's how I felt about him. And like, as much as I didn't agree with his policies, like I at least admired that he cared about people like that.
Yeah.
And like even my grandfather was funny because he was a millionaire, but like he worked his ass off. He was an immigrant who basically he was a carpenter. But he just worked his ass off for like 60 something years. He was in the army. Save money, save. That's all he would do. And he saved, he invested, and he ended up with like, a little over $1 million. And I remember one time at Thanksgiving dinner, he was like, and I was too young to even be involved with politics, but I just remember he was there like, yeah, it's all these millionaires. There's over 1 million millionaires in this country. I remember he would say that. And then I found out later, wait, he was a millionaire, but he didn't consider himself of that class, because even though he had the $1 million of, his house, and it's not like he had like a pile of cash, but like even though he was kind of in that category, he didn't see himself in that category, because he wasn't like he was still drawing a line between himself and like the oligarchs,
right?
So
because he didn't have as much as them, and that's why Trump listened to Adelson all the time, because Adelson had more money and Adelson was successful with the casino business. Trump was bankrupted 6 times, just objectively saying. So he looked at Adelson. That's why Adelson picked his cabinet. He let Adelson pick what's his name, Pompeo. He let Adelson pick DeVos, all his friends. He let Adelson pick who was the other guy? John Bolton. You don't know the warmongers?
The singer?
Expanded the wars from 2 to 7, bro, under Barack Obama and George W. Bush. Like, I know you guys don't care about these guys, but they're dangerous. And you got to know what they're doing. I mean, like, I feel like that. I feel like I got to know what these warlords are doing. I mean, they're literally warlords, bro.
I think it's
like no African country warlords.
I believe it.
We set up a torture facility in another place that we couldn't get charged for war crimes. That was premeditated torturing. We signed treaties to not torture, and we avoided that by going to Guantanamo Bay.
Well, first of all, stop saying we. They used chemical. Yeah, but like we're not doing that. We're against it.
No, we are against it. Very against it.
They used illegal chemical weapons against protesters.
Yeah.
The peaceful ones too.
Warlords.
They're warlords even.
They're fucking warlords.
Yeah. It's fucking insane.
If they were in the jungles of Africa, they'd be walking around with a fucking, what do they call those big ass katana swords? Cutting grass and shit. With like no shirt on. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Look, buddy. Man. Yeah, so
hey, I gotta run.
You should run, bro.
In a couple minutes. I mean, I am running. Everything I gotta do is run. Seinfeld made a joke about that. I think everywhere I'm going, you gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta go. You're excited to go out. You get out, and then what do you gotta do? Oh, I gotta get home.
Hello, Jerry. Hello, Newman.
Sorry.
That's all I remember about Seinfeld. And then no soup for you. It was funny though.
I don't know why that
Seinfeld's
funny. Fucking entertained me so much.
I love Seinfeld reacting to other comics. Like we did Between Two Ferns with Galifianakis. Yeah, and like Galifianakis has this bit where he like insulting you. Jerry Seinfeld beat him at his own game. It was so great. You should watch that.
I gotta see that one.
Between Two Ferns. But yeah,
I love that show.
You should go, bro. I'll just close up the show. And thanks for talking to me. And we should talk often.
I'll stick around. If you're gonna close it up, I'll stick around.
Okay.
I'm not in a rush. Rush.
Well, good. Don't be in a rush, bro, because only Democrats and Republicans are in a rush. They're in a rush to funnel the money to the 1%, their donors. But no, because we were talking about, thinking and stuff like that, I just wanted everybody to remember this special scene, which, by the way, we can talk about it after this. But, there's 2 movies I'm looking forward to, actually 3 this year. There's the, I thought Matrix was coming out with a 4th Matrix this year. I know the Batman is coming out. That's something I want to see. But then there's John Wick 4 too, right? So 2 Keanu Reeves movies I want to see.
Does he get another dog?
I mean, please leave the dog alone, bro. That hurt me. I don't give a shit what you do to John Wick, but please don't hurt the dog. Don't do it.
Yeah, that did piss me off.
It did, bro.
Hey, it's Colonel Sanders.
So emotions.
Savage.
It's just emotions taking me over. Freedom and Republicans. So
You're fucking control.
that's another key thing that you just can't break through. Besides the brainwashing that you mentioned, is just people's
That's how they do it.
experiences and how they relate to the world, and then emotion. You know, it just blinds you to the truth, and the truth is Trinity's gonna die, and you're gonna be blind, motherfucker. So, you know, things just we got to, as a human species, we have to. How did we evolve? Literally, how did we evolve? How did we pick up the first tool and become bipedal? Because literally, we are literally whenever the chips are down. Like, take those rides for example. We just turn into monkeys again. Whenever we're super drunk, we turn into monkeys again. We just regress all over again. It's our. I feel like that's the basis of our human nature, vis-a-vis concordantly ergo. And it's these contracts that make us seem civilized, but at the same time, our human nature is animalistic. So we just manipulate those contracts, and maybe that's the new evolution. That I don't know, the trajectory that we're on now. I don't like that though. It's dark. It's ugly. What do you think?
That's an interesting concept. I mean, the Matrix is arguably supposed to be some system built up of logical, logical switches, computerized, and that's kind of what contracts are.
Yes,
they're supposed to be very logical.
Exactly.
Except
that's the epiphany that I was just thinking. Like,
nothing is what it seems, because this word means something else. Then the agreement is skewed, and that's kind of I mean, even with what was I going to use in the reference? Oh, the woman in the red dress. Nothing is as it seems, right? Because that's a woman in the red dress. No, under the terms of this contract, the woman in the red dress actually means Mr. Smith.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So it's never really like Chappelle was talking about it too. I don't know if you saw when he said boycott Chappelle. Did you see that? Yeah. So that's what he was talking about too with his contract. I don't know how they talk about the artist, your perpetuity, and your likeness.
He set that up so nice when he was talking about the fucking scam artist cards. Oh, he's a fucking genius, man. That's somebody I want to have on my show.
That's a guy who's lived through experiences, and he's realized how to, just like you, he's realized how to beat the system at their own game. He's like, don't boycott Netflix, boycott Chappelle or HBO. He liked Netflix. He had a problem with HBO because HBO said, "What do I need you for?"
And I like that Netflix. He told Netflix that he didn't like it, and they took it off.
Yeah, they did, because he's a big star now.
Yeah,
but you can bet if he was Chappelle, I mean, these corporations are all the same. Honestly, they would say, "What do I need you for?" If he wasn't a big star. If he was a big star, then bootlicking happens, name recognition, all that stuff. But that's how they work. But I'm glad that they did the right thing, because, I mean, that's what, when you work, I believe in hard work, and I believe that people should respect you for that. And he's worked hard. So I'm glad they realized that and acknowledged it and did that, because that was the right thing to do. I don't know if they did it because it was the right thing to do, but they did it.
This is an interesting thing too. Like, I've heard people say, like, yeah, but he's got plenty of money, so it's not really a big deal. But it's like, it's not about the money. It's about, they fucked him over and they shouldn't have. I mean, you could say Comedy Central's got plenty of money. They don't need the fucking $5 million that they could pay him to air the show. That's true. They really don't, honestly. And fuck them. Like, yeah. I mean, they've already got Viacom. They've got Trevor Noah, who's like, they literally took Jon Stewart. Oh, Jon Stewart was sick of doing it. And then, Trevor Noah is a puppet. He's a hardcore fucking puppet. Weird, man. He has no idea what's going on in the country. He's not from our country. He has no idea what's going on, bro. He's just literally he's saying what they're telling him to say. He's still broadcasting his show from his bedroom when, like, everybody else has gone back to the studio. Stephen Colbert has it. He's scared. He needs Barack Obama to hold his hand. Really? Stephen Colbert is still in his fucking office, scared as fuck. So, well, yeah. Just so you know, I'm broadcasting from my bedroom, but I go out every single fucking day because I love fresh air. I love fresh air too, bro. I love to breathe fresh air, and I like to be free, really, really free. And when we are free, that's part of the propaganda. You think those? Sorry, you're going to the ending, and I keep interrupting. No, like, I mean, go ahead, bro. Are those guys like really, like, like the fucking elitists that are going out with their parties to restaurants indoors with parties of 20, but they're broadcasting from their bedroom to like, just to like convince everybody like, oh, I'm still scared too.
I'm still scared too, because you know why they're scared? Because they're mandating everything. And they're taking all of that money that you buy on Amazon, they're taking it from Bezos and saying, good, thank you, Daddy. I did good, didn't I? And that's where we are. But, whatever. This is a social experiment, bro, constantly. The question is, will you walk through the door? What door will you walk through, Dan? Dan, what door will you walk through?
I wanted to walk up and kick the guy in the face.
I mean, he does look like Colonel Sanders a lot. I'm not going to deny him.
I want to get some chicken first.
This was Tommy Nation Politics, on here with Dan Taxation and Steph Behrman, who's going to be a regular guy here because I like you too much, bro. But as always, guys, when you're at Tommy Nation Politics, unless you're Mark Zuckerberg, be free-thinking, innovative, open-minded, and always like, subscribe, share Tommy Nation Politics, www.tommynationpolitics.com. Please donate to PayPal, Tommy Nation Politics, or Cash App, Tommy Nation Politics, and maybe Venmo, Tommy Nation Politics. We need your money because we're building a coalition. We're mobilizing a coalition to destroy the elites, the technocrats, and the ruling class. We're going to shit on their contracts. Me and Dan. Say goodbye, Dan. Bye, Dan.
See ya.
Bye, Dan. This has been a Tommy Nation Politics Report.